Picture never buying a jug of synthetic fertilizer again, and your tomatoes still thriving better than your neighbors. By the end, you'll know how to build an ancient Egyptian system to brew highly potent, free fertilizer for massive yields.
The best part of this entire system, you never actually have to feed the wild birds powering it a single seed. But you do have to be careful. Pigeon droppings are actually so powerful, they're considered hot, which means using them wrong can severely burn your plants. When you process them right, though, you extract nature's raw, unrefined plant multivitamin almost entirely for free. Since 3000 BCE, farmers along the Nile realized they needed a way to keep their intensive walled gardens and vineyards green without relying entirely on the annual Nile inundation. Their solution was the Burj Hamam, specialized mud brick pigeon towers that look like a high-rise apartment building designed like a giant funnel for bird droppings. These structures were not built for meat. They were engineered explicitly to harvest poop. The walls are lined with terracotta pots cemented directly into the clay, all facing inward. This creates a natural, gravity-fed funnel. Picture a flock of wild pigeons returning to the mud brick tower at sunset and dropping their waste directly down from those pots. It is a brilliant, low-maintenance design where the harvest collects itself into a thick layer of dry droppings on the interior floor, just waiting for you to sweep it up.
The genius of this setup is how it outsources the hardest parts of agriculture. You never have to buy feed, and you never have to forage. Feral pigeons act like a fleet of tiny, autonomous drones gathering resources. Every single day, they forage over several miles to eat wild seeds, bringing all those concentrated trace minerals right back to one central spot. Store-bought synthetic phosphorus, that factory-made plant food, requires heavy industry. It relies on massive mining machines tearing up limited phosphate rock and treating it with sulfuric acid. Meanwhile, this simple bird tower gives you an incredible 4:1 NPK ratio. That's an excellent balance of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium for your plants, delivered with zero external inputs.
And you do not need expensive materials to build one. As researchers Ahmed and Rashid bin Shabib put it, built from mud, lime, clay, earth, terracotta, salt, or more recently, assembled from scrap wood and corrugated sheets on top of other buildings, the towers are an unmistakable typology within the city fabric. Urban farmers across Egypt and the broader Sahel region are piecing successful lofts together right now from whatever scrap is lying around. But there is a major catch, and if you ignore it, you will destroy your garden. You cannot put fresh pigeon droppings directly onto your plants. The raw nitrogen and uric acid, the same corrosive white crust that ruins car paint, will chemically burn the delicate root tips. This is exactly why the manure is considered hot. Applying it fresh is like forcing a baby to drink pure, undiluted espresso syrup instead of mixing it into a latte. If you skip the processing step, your free fertilizer becomes harmful to your plants. The fix is a simple 15-day fermentation. You mix that raw guano directly into water and let it steep inside a bucket, brewing a giant vat of dark, nutrient-dense manure tea. Over 2 weeks, the water dissolves the dense phosphorus. More importantly, it breaks down that uric acid, transforming the nitrogen into bioavailable ammoniacal compounds, a form your plants can actually drink. It turns chemical fire into pre-chewed food for your crop. As the liquid steeps, it changes color, converting into a gentle, highly absorbable feed that your root system can take in instantly. We know this ancient method still dominates today because a 2023 urban agriculture study by researcher C. Dufal put feral pigeon guano to the test on cherry tomatoes. Researchers took a small handful of raw droppings, just 15 grams, and mixed it into 5 liters of water. They steeped that dark, rich liquid for 15 days to create a powerful liquid feed. Acting like an energy drink for the plant's roots, the results were undeniable. Cherry tomatoes bursting off the vine. The study proved you can completely outsource the cost of nutrient gathering to free-flying birds and still match the yields of modern, expensive operations. If closed-loop systems like this are your thing, we build them every week. You break your reliance on the fragile industrial fertilizer supply chain, and you generate premium, broad-spectrum plant food continuously.
And here's the wild part. This specific zero-feed loophole has been keeping walled gardens green since 3000 BCE, meaning you're using the exact same biological hack that fed the pharaohs. Roman agronomists like Columella knew exactly how valuable this was. Around 37 BCE, the Roman agronomist Marcus Terentius Varro explicitly ranked it as the best animal manure in existence, writing, "We consider the best dung to be that of fowls, and of these, the pigeons is the most approved because it is the hottest." They knew the risk of the heat, and they knew the massive reward of processing it right.
Want another closed-loop trick? Click the video on your screen to see how a 2,000-year-old pond system feeds an entire village with zero external inputs. That ancient pond turns simple fish waste into a permanent food engine, proving the best agricultural technology often requires no electricity at all. If you liked this, 6 ancient methods that eliminate the need for digging and tilling, that's the next one.